Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing my Q&A video that I asked you all for questions for over the past couple of weeks. I saw on Instagram, Twitter and on a couple of my videos as well, and I have had so many questions that I literally got so overwhelmed with the amount of questions that I've got. Literally, thank you so much. I'm not going to be able to go through all of them, but I'm just going to pick random questions. So the first thing, and a lot of people ask this question, is what's your favourite thing about uni? Probably my favourite thing is being like independent and be able to do things like by yourself. Obviously, like you completely like by yourself at uni, you've got like no parents, you've got like no family or whatever, and I'm quite far away. So for me it's not literally like I can just say, oh mum, can you come round and do my washing, or oh can you come and cook me dinner? Like no, I'm too far away to do that. I'm like 2.5 hours away from home in the car, and literally I drove home a couple of weeks ago. It took me 4 hours because of the traffic. So yeah, it's not really a feasible thing for me to be like, oh mum, can you just come out for the day? So it's just kind of being independent, being able to, like, I have to go food shopping for myself, for example. I have to, you know, when I come in, I go to, you know, I do things when I want to do them. It's not, no one's telling me what to do. And to be honest, I get on really well with my parents, so it's not necessarily like them not like moaning at me or anything. It's just doing things by yourself, I think, really. Like, that's what I think anyway. And like one of my favourite things has been able to come and like have a fresh start and just like meet new people, and that's been really, really fun. And obviously also doing something that you absolutely love every single day. When you're at school, college, A-levels, anything like that, obviously you're not doing like the same thing every single day. Like you're doing like different subjects, and most of the time you don't absolutely love all of them subjects, whereas you come to uni, you've picked a subject that you really like, hopefully anyway, so you're doing that every day. And like to learn about fashion every day is just like great compared to having to learn about like, I don't know, geography. Someone said, what do you miss most about home? I have to say a lot of these questions are uni related. What do you miss most about home? I miss my parents, I miss my brother, I miss my family, stuff like that. Not to the point where I've been like crying every day and like really upset. I think I've like cried once about being homesick, and I've been here like 8 weeks now. But I think that's like how you miss your family and all that. I miss having like someone cooking me food. Like at home I never cooked for myself really. And here obviously you have to cook every single night for yourself, and I'm not one of those people that will just stick some soup in the microwave or have a pot noodle. Like I like having proper food and actually cooking something. So actually having to cook for yourself and not having someone just do it for you, that's one thing. And like people just doing my washing and stuff. Another thing I miss is like having like my mum, for example, in the evenings, like if we just used to like sit and watch a film or like sit and just talk, whatever, just having that really, because obviously you got your flatmates, you got your friends and stuff, but it's a bit different, and just I miss kind of having my mum there to kind of like talk to and stuff. Someone asked a funny question, which, well, I thought was funny, like to you like it wouldn't be funny, but it was, do you prefer shopping in Manchester or where you used to live? Here, because where I used to live was tiny and had the worst shops in the world. It had like a New Look and a Dorothy Perkins, and that was it. So I found that one quite funny because obviously here is so much better, so here. And someone else said, why did you choose to go so far away from home rather than picking a university that was close to you? For me, distance wasn't something that I was thinking about, not at all. Like I wouldn't have said, like I didn't want to be by home, and I would totally say like don't go really near to home. A lot of people that have come here and like are really close have been going home so much because they're so close that you can just go home whenever. And they've been like almost going home so much they're like missing lectures and stuff, like if that makes sense, because they're going home so much and they're like, oh it's alright, I just missed that one. So I really wouldn't recommend going somewhere really, really near unless you are really homesick and you know that you're not going to be able to deal without your family being there. But for me, I wanted to be like not really, really far away, but I came here and I absolutely loved it, so I wasn't going to be like, oh no, it's 2.5 hours away, let's not go there. Like no, distance wasn't really a thing. I was surprised actually how many people did ask that question, but yeah, I just liked it here, so I came here. There is a uni like 20 minutes from me, like at home, but I just wouldn't want to go there. Like it's just not somewhere I want to go. So yeah, hope that answers this question. So someone asked, how did you / do you budget yourself with beauty products? Someone also asked as well, like I get paid and then I just spend all my money on beauty products, how do you budget it? To be honest, I'm not the best person to ask, if I'm honest. I think at the end of the day, like if you've got money, then I go and buy things. If I don't, then I don't. That is literally my thing. Like I think if you spend too much like 1 week, then you just don't spend as much the next week. I think unless you're like living by yourself and you've got bills to pay every week and whatever, it's not the end of the world. Like I've always got money that I can like afford to go to the shops and stuff, and like buy my food. But for example, if you go and you know buy some beauty products and you spend quite a lot of money, then if you went next week, you just would say, I'm not going to buy it this week. I know that's kind of a really stupid thing to say, but that's kind of just how I do it. I think if I've got money, then I'll be like, yeah, I'll spend it. If I don't, then I won't, and that is literally my logic. Someone also asked, what is your favourite Starbucks / Costa Christmas drink? Mine is either peppermint mocha from Starbucks, hot spiced apple from Costa, or black forest hot chocolate from Costa. Black forest hot chocolate probably comes first, and then the other two, but they're my top 3. Someone asked, how would you feel comfortable with no makeup on at uni? I think for me, like, it's just kind of being yourself, and I think at home, like, I became more comfortable with it as I got older. I'll go to my car without makeup on, which is just down the road, and like get something and walk back, and I might see people along the way, but I'm in my flat without makeup on all the time, like if like I'm at home and it's night time, whatever. And then, but I'd never go to uni like to a lecture without makeup on, because that's just not me, and I just like putting it on, so I always would. To be comfortable with it, like around here, I would really say, like, I don't know, I think you just got to be comfortable with yourself. I think at the end of the day, like, your flatmates are your flatmates. They're not going to be people that are going to judge you. Like, I was really worried about that, and I think I mentioned it in the video, that I was really worried that I was going to get people in my flat that were going to be really judgy, and like, if I'm going to walk out with my hair on top of my head and no makeup on, they were literally going to be like, what is she doing? And none of mine are like that, and a lot of my friends, no one's got anybody like that in their flat. And I think at the end of the day, if you have, screw them, you're not going to be friends with them anyway, and the next year you're not going to know them because you don't like them in the first place. So at the end of the day, I think you should be comfortable with yourself, and I think while you're at home, before you get to uni, just really trying to be comfortable with it. Try and walk to the shops, you know, without makeup on. It seems like such a stupid thing, like, to a lot of people, but, you know, if you're conscious about it, then it's really not, and it's a massive thing. I think also having someone, like a boyfriend, like I have, someone that kind of just loves you for who you are. Like, this is going to sound so corny, but I mean someone that like loves you without your makeup on, like, oh, you're really beautiful without your makeup on. Having that obviously makes it better, and like makes it more easier. So yeah, I'd definitely say that. Someone also asked, what's your top winter essential, makeup and fashion? Makeup one, I'd have to say like berry lips, but I have to say I've been wearing nudes quite a lot. What I've got on now is Maybelline Colour Sensational in Velvet Beige, which is very nice, by the way. So really nice, like 90s nude. But berry lips, that kind of thing. Rimmel 107, Topshop Beguiled, lipsticks like that, MAC Diva, oh my god, love MAC Diva. All lipsticks like that, if I'm honest, and like darker eyeshadow, darker hair as well, like, because I always go for darker hair in the winter. This piece of hair is looking really weird. I always go for dark hair in the winter, so things like that, really, just like darker, more vampier kind of colours. And fashion, just your coats and your scarves. Oh, what was that? Just your coats and your scarves, all stuff like that. Tights, I love my tights. I just love autumn winter clothes, like that is just me. For me, like coats, I like having a coat and like just putting it over, and it just makes an outfit come together, I think. I also really like long line coats at the moment, long line cardigans, the ones that are like really, really long. I think they look really cute, and obviously you wouldn't be able to wear them in the summer. I just love winter clothes. It's just the best. Someone asked, do your flatmates know about your YouTube? And someone else asked, how did you tell your flatmates about your YouTube? My flatmates do know about my YouTube, yes. And how did I tell them? I think it was literally in the first week, and I literally just said, right, this is going to sound really weird, and you're probably not going to understand, and you're probably going to think I'm such a freak, but I make videos on YouTube, and that was literally how I said it. And they kind of don't really get it, and kind of think I'm a bit weird, but I get on with them really well, so it's not like they're bitching behind my back like, oh, could you hear Jess last night filming a YouTube video? Like, no. I normally text them before I start a video, like, oh, I'm just filming a video, so if you hear me talking, you know, that's why. They're not going to be like, oh my god, I'm going to start making videos now, but they kind of like get it, kind of don't. I think it's not really something that they're really interested in, I'm just doing it, and that's fine. But yeah, they're not horrible about it at all. Someone said, would you ever do a meetup in Manchester? I don't really think I've got enough subscribers to do a meetup, if I'm honest. I think it would just be me, like, hi, by myself, waiting for people to turn up. I think if I was going to an event, or if I was going to somewhere specifically, I might tell you I was going there, and then if other people came, then fine. But I would never be like, right, I'm doing a meetup this day, this time, because I don't think anybody would come, to be honest. This question's really good. If you could only wear one lip product for the rest of your life, what would it be? Now, at the moment, it will be something along these lines. I think I love Velvet Teddy from MAC. Oh my god, it makes my life. I also absolutely love Brave from MAC. That also makes my life. Probably Brave from MAC actually. I just love that. It's just beautiful. It's amazing. I love this too, and I also love Velvet Teddy. It'd be something nude that you could just match with everything else, because I literally feel like I could wear one of these for the rest of my life and I would be completely satisfied. Whereas if you went for like a really, really berry lip or a red, like you wouldn't want that every day, whereas this can be like dressed up, dressed down, and just be perfect. A lot of people ask this type of question: how did you get a job at 16 with no experience? I've never even thought about it, literally never thought about it. I applied to Waitrose and just kind of got the job. I didn't really ever think about it. We did work experience in year 10, and I worked for my dad's company in year 10 for a week. That's what I had. And also I'd worked at One Button, it's like a jewellery company, and I'd worked there for a week as well, doing like stocking and like packing orders and stuff. And that was in work experience in year 10 as well. So I was doing that, but not necessarily, I didn't have like much experience, any experience like to do with actually a shop. At the end of the day, something like Waitrose, Tesco, all of that, if you're applying for a checkout assistant, they shouldn't really be asking like for experience. Or if they say, oh, you haven't got the job because you haven't got any experience, I'm really sorry, but it's probably a load of crap. You know, at the end of the day, like, I know a lot of people that got a job where I worked at Waitrose basically when I was 16. I know a lot of people that got that job, well, literally all my friends like that got the job at that work didn't have any experience before they got the job. I know people, again, that when I left that have started like this year who are 16 and have also just gone and got a job. So I don't really, you know, think you need that much experience. But if you do need experience, it's stuff like, people were saying charity shop work, but sometimes that can be a bit tedious, and sometimes it's not necessarily somewhere that you want the experience for. I think also just emailing companies and being like, right, I need some experience, not like this, but like, I need some experience, kind of, have you got anything unpaid for me to just do for, even if you just do it for a week at a few different companies, then you've got some experience. Obviously it depends what field you want to go into. If you want to go like for a proper job and you haven't got experience, then I understand that, but like kind of checkout work and shop work, you shouldn't really need that much experience. So if you do need some, you're struggling, do something like that, I would say. Someone's asked, what is your opinion on the whole YouTube culture, people getting famous and doing it as a career? For me, like, I don't really have that much of an opinion on it. I do think one thing, like, as in, like, Zoe and Alfie especially, like, they're so big. They are so big. Like, when, like, Alfie was doing his book meetup, when all of those people, like, mobbed that car, when I was watching that vlog, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to link it down below. I was watching it and all those people were mobbing that car, and I just thought, Jesus Christ, like, that is awful. Like, and for Zoe to have anxiety as well, and for everyone to know that watches her videos that know she's got anxiety. If you don't, then you obviously don't watch her videos. Like, if you know, everyone knows that, and all of these people are mobbing that car, I'm thinking, we obviously don't like her that much, do you? Because she's got anxiety, and, you know, you could have set it off, so you obviously don't care, if that makes sense. And all those people that were like mobbing the car, and then he had to close the shop, and I just think it's crazy. Like, people with the whole Zalfie thing, like, it's just crazy. And like, I think they're so into each other's lives, like all these little like I'm really sorry, but like teenage girls, like little like 12-year-olds, 13, are all like, oh my god, did you see when Alfie didn't look at Zoe that way? Like, I didn't know how they deal with it, to be quite honest, because they literally are like celebrities. I think when you like Viviana Does Makeup, Gabby from Velvet Ghost, I know she hangs around with Zoe, but Gabby, even Tanya and Jim, I don't think Tanya and Jim get slated that much as Zoe and Alfie do. Like, as much as like, people just want to know everything about their lives. People like Viviana Does Makeup, Lily Pebbles, them type of people with that amount of subscribers, like 200,000, I think. That amount, I think that's not as bad. But I think when you start getting to like the, you know, how Zoe is, like getting up, how many is she on now, like 6 million? I don't really know. But you know, when you get up and up and up, and people are starting to be like so into your life, and she is literally like a celebrity, I don't think I could deal with that. I think that's a bit too much. I don't know. I think you'd learn to deal with it, because at the end of the day, you didn't choose it. You've just got to live with it. Obviously, she's got to be really grateful for having that, you know, thing. And she's obviously had a lot of luck along the way to get where she is. She had a lot of money from it, and she's made a career out of it and a life out of it. So obviously, that's a really, really good thing. But I do think the amount of like stuff that they are involved in is ridiculous. I just think people just need to back off, because I just wouldn't know what to do if I was them. That was a real big rant about it. This is quite a nice question. What are your top aims in life? What do you want to achieve, and where do you want to be in 10 years time? Top aims in life: have a family, have kids, get married, have a nice career. Just the general ones, really. I haven't really got any like that are like, you know, amazing. I'm not one of the people that really wants to go travelling. I would love to see the world, but I'm fine seeing the world when I have a family and I'm going on holiday. I'm not one of the people that I'm going to go after uni and be like, right, I'm going to travel for 2 years, for example. It doesn't interest me that much. I know that might sound really rubbish, but it just doesn't interest me that much. What do you want to achieve? I want to be a fashion buyer, so obviously being a head buyer for a good company is something that I really want to achieve. And then obviously getting a really nice house, nice car, all of that stuff. It's just general. Like, I'm not really very exciting to ask that question, but I am a really ambitious person. Like, I just want things and I'm going to work for them. So in that way, kind of, there is a lot I want to achieve, but it's pretty normal, if that makes sense. This is the last question I'm going to answer because this video is really long now, but this one that I thought would help quite a lot of people. Have you made friends doing your course? I've heard some girls that are doing fashion are hard to get along with. Now, I heard this a lot before I came, like literally so much. I heard that literally fashion girls are so bitchy, you weren't going to make any friends, it's going to be like the worst thing you could have like chosen to do, and it hasn't been like that at all. I've made some really good friends on my course. All of my like best friends here are all from my course. So there you go, you know they're not bitchy. The thing is, at the end of the day, like, if you know you're not bitchy and you're doing the course, there's going to be people like you, if that makes sense. There is people that are bitchy on the course, but I think at the end of the day, there is people that be like, oh my god, what is she wearing? But because my course here at like Manchester Metropolitan Uni, it's so massive. There's like 260 people doing that course. You don't really have to mix with the bitchy people if you don't want to. Like, it's your choice who you make friends with. I think when it's like a course and it's like 30 people and you kind of know everyone, that makes it a bit more difficult, because obviously the bitchy people are like quite close to you and you're gonna kind of know them in some kind of way. Whereas literally, I hardly know anyone on the course because it's so huge and everyone's already got their little friendship groups now, so you don't really like, you do mix slightly when you're doing group work and stuff, but you know, I have noticed people that are bitchy like that. It has been some people, but you don't really have to mix with them, and that is the thing that I would say. But I do think if you're picking a course that's like 30 people or so, I think wherever you go, you're going to get bitchy people. But I think obviously some girls that do fashion are known to be like stuck up and kind of, oh look at me, like I'm amazing, and there is some people like that, I'm not gonna lie. But as I said, stay out the way and you should be fine. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I'm going to save some of these questions for next time because there is a lot of questions in here that I haven't put in at all. But I'm going to save some for next time, for my next Q&A. If you like these, tell me how much you'd like me to do them, because I haven't done one in quite a while and I do love doing Q&As. They're really like exciting videos to do. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a lovely day and I will speak to you all very soon. Bye.